What is your first name?
Ma'am, it's Ashmil.
Ashmil. What does Ashmil mean?
Ashmil, it comes from Arabic. It means inclusive.
Inclusive.
Yes, ma'am.
Acha. Interesting. IFS is your first choice also, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. That's very good. You belong to Malappuram and you have PSIR and you did
Yes,
BA in Pol Science from Kozhikode and then you did your JNU PSIR, huh? Consistency there. All right. What is the
yes.
speciality of Malappuram?
Ma'am, Malappuram has some uniqueness. First of all, there is lots of migrant population from this district. That's one thing. Secondly, it is called as the Ayurvedic capital of Kerala. There is a Kottakkal Ayurveda Shala. So in that regard also, it's very famous. Ma'am, third thing is there is a unique literary tradition there, Arabic Malayalam literature. So in that regard also, there is a uniqueness about Malappuram.
Okay, very good. You seem to be having interest in language, etc. No? So, what is the
Yes,
difference
ma'am.
between North Indian Urdu and Dakkani Urdu?
Ma'am, as far as my understanding goes, Deccani Urdu and North Indian Urdu both are part of the larger Urdu, border Urdu only. But it can be seen as a dialectical variation because Deccani Urdu was
That's what
developed
I'm
as
asking. What's
far
the
as.
difference? What is the difference?
Ma'am, with my limited understanding, I think pronunciation differences are there, which goes to local language. But I will read about it. I don't
Okay,
know the
okay,
exact difference.
that's okay. All right. You were a member of the election commission somewhere in your college, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what is right with SIR and what is wrong with SIR? Tell me the pros and cons of what's happening.
Ma'am, with regards to the rights with SIR, I would say SIR has been conducted to make the electoral roll more clean and updated, to remove the duplicates.
But
And
tell me, but tell me, don't they? Revision of electoral rolls is an ongoing process, and the district magistrate collector is also the chief district election officer. And there's a permanent election office in every district, and they keep revising electoral rolls and updating them all the time because general election is not. They have elections all the time.
yes,
Parliament, assembly, local bodies, they have all the time. So why is this needed?
Ma'am, because first of all, the recent SIR, the Special Intensive Revision, it has conducted a door-to-door, very intense revision of the electoral law. So it can be seen as different from the annual election electoral law revision. First of all, that's the thing. Second, ma'am, there are lots of allegations with regards to errors in the electoral roll. So, with regards to increasing the public trust in the electoral process, SIR is much mandatory. But
Okay.
with regards to the certain issues with regard the current going SIR, I would say first of all the BLO issues. There are certain reports with regards to suicides and uh, the work pressure which are put upon the BLOs that can be seen as one issue, ma'am. Secondly, the mass deletions that's happening, it is also raised as one issue.
Okay. What is the difference between the Kerala and Tamil Nadu models of development?
Ma'am, first, the Kerala model of development, it is a development which is much more focused on the social welfare aspects and also without that much growth in the economy or the
Social
per
welfare
capita income.
aspects means what? To be more precise.
Ma'am, investing more in the social sectors like education, health, and also it is backed by lots of remittance economy. So that's the Kerala's model. But in Tamil Nadu, these social indicators are there, but at the same time, there is a, good foundational industrial base. So that's lacking in Kerala. So this is the major difference.
Okay, very good. Why the decline of Kerala today? It was the first state that touched literacy goals and first state in everything, land reforms, land distribution, human HDI, etc. It was even health. I remember it was not a part of India. It was like indicated like Europe. So why the decline now? Why is it in a financial mess?
Uh, Ma'am, it's majorly seen as a Kerala's paradox, as there is a high social indicator. But at the same time, first of all, as I said, ma'am, there is no industrial base. The youth unemployment rate is very much higher than the national average. So that can seen as one reason. Second reason is, ma'am, there is a lot of brain drain. The youth potential is going out of the state, and this is also adding to the decline of Kerala. And with regards to the fiscal discipline, there is a lot of committed expenditure. Almost 60% of the revenue expenditure is like spent on the committed expenditures. So in that regard, also there is a larger debt burden on the economy of
Is
Kerala.
being an opposition state also contributory in that? The release in the Kisht, etc., was held up and things like that. Is that also contributory, or you don't think that's a factor?
Sorry, ma'am, I couldn't get the question.
Being an opposition ruled state, is it also contributory because funds from government of India don't come so easily, or that doesn't matter? That's not an issue. Problem is more endemic. What do you think?
Ma'am, even though there are certain allegations, but there is no certain evidence to back this fact that the
Evidence to back?
account.
Evidence to
There is
back?
no, ma'am. There is no certain evidence to
Do you
back
read the
this.
papers? Okay. Okay. Hmm. Opinion you can say, but evidence you cannot. It's not like a crime
Yes.
committed that evidence. Okay. But tell me now, why are so many educated youth turning, they are becoming this thing? They all, a lot of them being found in ISIS and here and there, etc., etc. What is the problem? What is happening?
Ma'am,
What
the
should
first
government of
reason.
India? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, go on.
Uh, Ma'am, first of all, I would say it's part of the propaganda. Because of the social media echo chambers and the online radicalization, lots of youth are being attracted towards these radical ideologies.
Hmm.
So this over dependence over the or the radicalization that's happening in the social media is the prime reason for why youths are attracted towards this. And
Hmm.
even the coming of educated youth, I would say the ideological appeal or this how this propaganda is being circulated and reached to them, that can be seen as one reason. And with regards to how the government of India should take initiatives,
Not India
first of all,
necessarily, it can be state government. What should be done about it?
okay, ma'am. Ma'am, on the ground level, there should be de-radicalization mission by like collaborating with the community leaders. As Kerala government has also taken one initiative, Project PGN, where these religious leaders were given certain mandates to to work on the ground level to de-radicalize the population. And the second thing is, ma'am, on online and the social media level also, there should be some intelligence, and we have to strengthen our intelligence. And in that regard, also we have to work on the social media aspect also in the de-radicalization
So
process.
there is a discontent which is being exacerbated by social media. That's what you're saying, right? So just
Yes, ma'am.
controlling social media is not enough. How is that discontent going to be removed? And I want to ask you a supplementary question. Apart from discontent
Okay.
being removed, is
Okay.
there a place for a for a moderate, liberal Islamist person in Islam today in India?
Definitely, ma'am. First of all, with regards to this discontent, I would say yeah, a misinterpretation of the certain ritual, scriptural aspects of Quran is being it's being disseminated among the youth. So that can be seen as a radical version of Islam. So that is also attracting people. So that should be moderated.
But
And with
why should
regards
it
to the
attract people? I mean, what is it that is making people so a fertile breeding ground for this sort of a thing? That is what has to be addressed. What is that?
okay, ma'am. Ma'am, with regard to that, I would say it can be uh, certain things like I cannot think of a particular reason as such why I would read about this, man.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Okay.
There has been a Supreme Court ruling recently about the powers of the president and the governor with relation to withholding, or relaying assent on a bill. Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
So, under which provisions of the Constitution does it come?
Ma'am, it's under Article 200.
Only 200?
Article 200 and 201.
Okay. So, what is your view in this? Should there be a limit? Should there not be a limit?
Ma'am, the recent revision of Supreme Court judgment with regards to this three
I
month
just
limit.
asked you your view. I don't want the history
Okay, ma'am.
geography. What is
Okay,
your
ma'am.
view? Should there be a limit? Should there not be a limit? And if there should be a limit, what should it be?
Ma'am, I don't think that there should be a certain definite limit, but if there is a certain overtime or this, if the decision is not taken and it is being long drawn, then there should be a limited judicial review in that regard. So this is my personal view on this.
I am absolutely confused by your reply. There should be no limit, but there should be limited judicial review. What are you saying? So what you are saying is, let me unbundle. There should be no limit, but if a certain stage, what is that stage? 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 months, what is it?
Ma'am, this is the confusion with regards to the
I'm
recent
asking
judgment.
your view.
Certain,
No confusion. What do
okay.
you think?
Ma'am, as the in Constitution, it is not certainly written as a particular limit.
Okay, we'll move on.
Okay.
What is rule of law, rule by law? What is the difference between the two?
Ma'am, in rule of law, the law is above all other things. Like all people, there would be no privilege certainly given to someone. Law would be the major thing. But when we come to the rule by law, the thing is like we are just going with the legal procedures, but we are not going to the how it is arbitrarily implemented or not. So this aspect would be looked upon in rule of.
Rule of law is law applies equally to all. Rule by law is
Yes,
ruling
ma'am.
elite make laws to perpetuate themselves in power. Simply put.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Now, do you know who's going to be the chief guest on Republic Day? Our chief guest?
Ma'am, it's the leaders of EU,
Very good.
European Union.
And why they being called?
Because India is looking to enhance its trade relationship and strategic relationship with the European Union. So in
Why?
that regard, it's
Why they want to be?
uh,
EU is a very
ma'am.
tough customer to deal with, and our
Yes.
FTA with EU has been going on since the time of Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, I recall, when I was in government. So why now this crumbling for EU? What has happened that has made us fall into EU's arms?
Ma'am, there are certain global changes that happen. First of all, the transnational nature of the US government or Trump policies. So the tariff and other things which are put on EU and also India. So India is also looking for diversification of its export and also new partners. So in that regard, EU's coming is very
Apart
much
from that,
important.
any other specific thing, any specific sector, or this is it broadly?
Ma'am, I couldn't think of any very
Okay,
specific
okay,
sector
fair
as
enough,
such.
fair enough. If you were a high commissioner in Dhaka today,
Yes,
what would you do?
yes.
What are steps you would take? 5 steps you would take.
Okay. Ma'am, first of all, I would, sorry, can I take few seconds?
Yes, of course, it's a thinking question.
Okay.
Your steps would be covering first advice to Government of India, MEA, your interaction with the Bangladesh government, and what you can do otherwise also. It would cover all these 3 areas, just to give you a hint.
Ma'am, first of all, I would ensure a very credible report of what's the ground reality in the Bangladesh with regards to reporting to the Ministry of External
What
Affairs.
will you report? What will that be? I'm very curious. What will you report?
Ma'am, first of all, there are lots of media reports which are coming. So it's
Simply, I will report this. You know the situation, we know the media. I will tell the MEA this.
Ma'am, I will report that with regards to the recent protests that happened or the attempt of attack against the High Commission. I will report the details with regards to that protest into MEA. So that would be my uh, first measure. Secondly, I would ensure that the perpetrators of this attack should be investigated. That's that the investigation should be done, and this would be communicated to the Dhaka administration or the government. So that would be my second thing. Ma'am, the third thing, I would ensure that the minorities or the going polarizations that's happening in the Bangladesh should be dealt with. So that would be my third priority, ma'am.
Okay. I'll just ask you a direct question. Would you recommend to MEA and undertake yourself a policy of engagement with the government or of neutralizing the government and being inimical to the government? Which approach would you take?
Ma'am, definitely I would take an engagement or negotiation
All
with the
right.
government.
The last question. If you were now you go to advise on China. There are three
Okay.
approaches. Of course, all of them have to be taken, but which do you think is the key approach? Military, diplomatic, or economic?
Ma'am, I would choose diplomatic approach towards China.
So we've been doing that all the time and never succeeded, not succeeded.
In certain regards, I would say
What is
we
our
are
diplomatic
being.
strength? What is our diplomatic strength with China? They're doing salami slicing all the time. They're taking away chunks here and there all the time.
Yes. Ma'am, definitely we have to invest in our deterrence capabilities. That's certainly there. But in diplomatic arena also, we have to engage with China.
Of course, we have to engage in all the arenas. Chalo, okay. I'll give you feedback. Mr. Vishnu, after you.
Yes, Ashmil, Mallapuram. Mallapuram is very famous for NBFC. Which NBFC is from Mallapuram? And tell me about NBFC.
Uh, Sir, the major Malappuram MBSC Malabar Gold is there. Malabar Gold, as far as I recall. But I'm not sure whether it is working as an NBFC. NBFC is a non-banking financial company, and it's not part of the larger banking settlement system of India, but it is working outside this purview.
Yes, Mallapuram Gold Loans.
Yeah, it's all over the media.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Um, you should know. Yes. What is your opinion on Uniform Civil Code, Ashmil? Whether we have.
Uh, Sir, in my personal opinion, I believe that UCC should be implemented, but there is how it would be implemented. The implementation part, it should be gradual and also a bottom to top approach. As we can start from the reformation in the personal laws, and gradually a complete UCC implementation can be undertaken.
What is your opinion? One nation, one election.
Sir, in one nation, one election, in my personal opinion, I would support this new initiative as it would reduce the burden of the election conducting, and also it will enhance it will reduce also administrative cost as well. But so there are certain concerns which are raised from the states with regards to the federal structure of our country. Because if we are going for the one nation, one election, it will give much more importance to the uh, national importance rather than the regional issues. So this is the concern which is raised. But still, I believe that the policy should be implemented by regarding to the concerns.
One parody song is been very much in viral in Malayalam, Kerala, in the recent elections of local body elections of Kerala.
Yes, sir.
What is that parody all along, and whether it is not violation of model code of election?
So the parody was with regards to a song of Ayyappa Bhakti, and it has been used by a certain political party as part of their victory song. So it has risen by the other parties as a violation of moral code of conduct, and the investigations are going on in this regard, sir.
Yes, and my final question, you are a member of election commission.
Yes, sir.
Do you recommend for state funding of elections?
Sir, as Indrajit Gupta committee has also recommended a partial funding from the state. Rather than a complete funding, I would recommend a partial funding, which can be done by certain conditionalities. So that would be my recommendation.
See, partial funding means they are getting the money from the government and they are spending their own money. Then huge resource they are going to get. No.
So there should be certain caps in that regard. How much money should be allocated, or how much money there can fund in that regard. So there should be some caps in that regard.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how do you think your interaction went today, Ashmil? And where do you think
Ma'am,
you scored? Where do you have to work?
Ma'am, first of all, many questions I couldn't have a set answer, or many questions were very much uh, critically thinkable. So I couldn't articulate well. That was the major issue I could think of it.
See, I saw that where you have prepared, you
Mm,
come out very well. And where you have not prepared, you instead of thinking, you try to either duck it or go around the bush. So don't do that.
yes,
Huh?
yes,
If
yes.
you know, it's very good, but I do ask thinking questions. I sometimes
Mm,
ask straight questions also. I asked you specialty of Malappuram, which you answered very well because you
mm,
prepared that question. You were very good at that.
yes,
So you started off with a bang. But
yes,
when
yes.
you're thinking questions, you you can take a pause, structure your thoughts,
Mm,
you know,
okay.
and then say the key points. Say, I ma'am, I like to say 3 points, and say the most important first.
Mm,
Also, if you're asked an opinion, you give both sides, my view, because that once
mm,
one shows that you are aware of both sides. Second, it also helps you in an argument. You will not be caught in a box. Oh, but you said this. There's this side to the picture also. So in the beginning itself, you have said the two sides. Little strategies, no?
sure.
You must come to the point. You tend to go beat around the bush a bit.
Yes,
Sometimes
yes.
you duck questions also. Sometimes you give good answers. Like I like your Malappuram. And as I know, NBFC, it's not an NBFC, but it does loaning, Malabar Gold.
Mm,
I mean, I don't know. I think that's what is the status. Then the one about elections. Um, you know, see, I mean, I'm not talking about the bigger answer, but as a strategy. You said
mm,
the negative is BLOs are committing suicide with pressure, and then you said deletions. The more important point is deletions. BLO is a
mm.
secondary thing. So always say the
Yes, yes.
important point first. Okay.
Okay, okay.
And BLO suicide, I don't know, it's getting played up too much because you see, those who oppose SIR are using everything they can get against it.
Mm,
You have mass campaigns, you have elections all the time, you have so many things. You have floods, earthquakes, you have campaigns, education campaigns, you have health campaigns. The workers work day and night. They don't go to commit suicide and it's not put all over the papers. So there's a bit of
yes, yes.
that is whatever you can find against it, you put it.
Yes, yes.
That is more. So BLO suicide is, I mean, if a Sarkari employee, if he's asked to work and earn his wages little beyond more than he's used to working, starts committing suicide, what is that?
Yes, yes, yes. Hello? Hello?
Wait, madam has been stuck. Please wait for a moment.
Okay, okay.
Ashmil, sometimes I notice when you are unable to answer, uh,
Uh,
some panicness is coming on your face. You have to unshow it.
okay, okay, sure, sure.
You have to tell that sure, sir, or yes, true. I will work on the same.
Sure, sure, sure.
What is dialectical materialism?
Sorry, sir.
Dialect, dialectical materialism. As you are,
Dialectical materials. Okay, okay. Sir, it's a concept given by uh, Karl Marx. He says that the material, like evolution of the world, it's dialectic. There will be a certain, like, it's taken from the synthesis given by the dialectical idealism given by Hegel. So, as the mode of production, we can see the capitalist class would be there, and there would be a workers' class. So, this materialistic understanding could be like clashing, and a new synthesis would be emerging.
ma'am.
Yes.